Welcome to this week's edition of KMA Goldmine TV, helping you to take your business from where it is now to where you want it to be. I've heard some interesting but sad news in essence about Sage Financials, that effectively they're fighting for their life right now. Now that got me thinking, okay, in terms of when I first started out a number of years ago now, Sage were the only accounting software for the small and medium-sized business. You know, it was everywhere. People had Sage Instant, Sage Line 50, Sage 100, Sage Enterprise. It was massive, but they sat back on their laurels and they really didn't think about the future and what was going on or likely to go on in the marketplace, and they clearly just sat back, didn't innovate. You know, Sage at the time had no competition. There was QuickBooks Desktop, but that was it really. And then of course the revolution that is cloud technology came along. Now that started off in Australia and New Zealand and has gradually come across the world, but it's taken the world by storm in the small business marketplace. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. You know, with Sage, for example, it was desktop. You know, you could only operate that piece of software from that PC. So of course, if you went on holiday, you couldn't log in. There was also issues where support was expensive. Equally, you had that one version, and if they brought out a new version, you had to pay and upgrade. And obviously there was all kinds of costs associated to that. And they just really sat back, thought they were number one, and just thought, we're okay. And they really didn't think that competition would come, innovate, and do things differently. Like cloud, for example, where, you know, you can log on at a distance, you don't have to be at your desktop, you can be in a cafe, you can be on a beach, you know, you could even be with a client or a customer. Also, you know, you can share, you can invite people into your data and it makes it more secure. They can have read-only access. So you can invite your accountant in, your bookkeeper, you know, a bank manager, a business advisor, doesn't matter. There's just so many things, and it's also very intuitive that you can add bank rules, you can add other apps like Receipt Bank Data Molino where you can be much more efficient. So there's lots and lots of great things that you can do with cloud that you couldn't do with Sage. And Sage were very late to the party. They had Sage 1, which was their online version, but in essence it wasn't that good. And they really did miss a trick innovating and changing. And there's the message really for you and your business. If you think about the high street, for example, as a parallel, you know, Woolworths have gone, British Home Stores have gone, Littlewoods, you know, all the big stalwarts have now gone. We've seen HMV, you know, because music and people don't really buy CDs anymore, they stream music. You know, obviously Woolworths were big on CDs and lots of other stuff. We've seen Blockbuster, you know, again, Netflix has come in, technology's changed, things have been innovated, and if you didn't keep abreast of this, if you stand still, you're out of business. So my message to you this week is, you know, are you sat back on your laurels thinking, well, we're okay, we're the leader in the marketplace, and is there a young, you know, upcoming tech or young business in your sector that could potentially disrupt and cause you a problem? And you know, it's all around us. Let's not forget Airbnb, you know, Uber. There are always people doing stuff differently and prepared to challenge the marketplace. So don't sit back on your laurels, continue to innovate, or you could go the same way that a lot of you know, businesses on the high street, and potentially Sage, who'd have thought it, could also go. That's it for this week's episode of KMTV, Goldmine TV. Bite-sized bits to help you get your business from where it is now to where you really want it to be. See you next time.